Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my predicted 11 for Manchester United's game against Watford at Old Trafford. So I'm going to go with the 4-3-3 formation. In goal, David De Gea. David De Gea was in goal for the game against Atletico Madrid recently. Obviously was reuniting with Atletico Madrid because De Gea was at Atletico Madrid before he came to Manchester United. In the game against Atletico Madrid, De Gea had very little to do, but he was very nervous on the ball and he couldn't do anything to stop the Joao Felix goal. De Gea got named the Premier League's Player of the Month for January. He's won everything domestically at the football club. De Gea's been superb this season. He's now back to his best. This season has been his 11th season at Manchester United, so reflecting on that, he's been a long servant. He's been with us since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. His contract at Manchester United expires next year. De Gea receives £375,000 a week, so he's the second highest earner at the club. And prior to the Atletico Madrid game, De Gea said, "I don't see myself away from Manchester United." Right back, I'm going to go with Diego Dalot. Diego Dalot didn't play any part against Atletico. Lindelof started at right back against Atletico. That was an unfamiliar role to Lindelof because Lindelof is predominantly a centre-back. Wan-Bissaka came on against Atletico to replace Lindelof. But revert back to Dalot, he's our first choice right back under Rangnick, and he's been impressive under Rangnick. Do you think Dalot will leave Manchester United in the summer? Well, Dalot has been subjected to transfer speculation before. Last season, Dalot had a loan spell with AC Milan, so reflecting on that, he gained some experience. Manchester United got Dalot from Porto. We paid £19 million for him. We brought Dalot in under the Jose Mourinho era. Dalot's contract at Manchester United expires next year. The two centre-backs, I'm going to go with Rafael Varan and Harry Maguire. Rafael Varan did play against Atletico, weren't great, he did make some good interceptions in the game. Most of the time when Varan plays, he seems to make the difference. Well, Varan is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced and he's got a good pedigree behind him. Because look at the amount of silverware Varan won when he was at Real Madrid. Manchester United signed Varan from Real Madrid last summer. We paid 34 million up front, rises up to around 41 or 42 million with add-ons. Varan's under contract with Man United until 2025. There's an option of a further year. Earlier on this season, Varan had illness. I think he had stomach pains. And he's had a couple of injuries since he signed for the club. Harry Maguire. He played against Atletico Madrid. He was poor. He gave the ball away too many times. And he was to blame for the goal from Joao Felix. It's a shame he was poor against Atletico because Maguire's done well in his last 2 league games. He did well against Leeds last weekend. He scored in that game. It was a very good header. You know, it came from the corner. It was the first time Manchester United had scored from a corner this season. And he played well in the game against Brighton at Old Trafford. You know, in that game he looked solid, he was good in possession and he brought the ball out well from the back. Maguire's not good enough to represent the club, and earlier on this season there was a lot of Manchester United fans demanding for the captaincy to be taken off Maguire. But prior to the Leeds game, Rangnick said that Maguire will remain Manchester United's captain until the end of the season. Manchester United overpaid for Maguire. We got him for 80 million. So he is the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he's the second most expensive signing at the club behind Pogba. And Maguire's been at Man United now over 2 years. At left back, I'm going to go with Alex Telles. Telles has not started a game for a while. Shaw has started a lot of games recently. Telles didn't start against Atletico Madrid, but he did come on in the game and he did get a yellow card. Telles has had some good games, especially under Rangnick. Don't forget, earlier on this season, Telles had COVID. The reason Manchester United brought Telles in was to provide competition for Luke Shaw. We got Telles back in 2020, got him from Porto, got him for around 15.4 million with add-ons included. The 3 centre midfielders, I'm going to go with Paul Pogba, Matic and Fred. McTominay's not available, he's out with illness, I heard. Pogba, he played against Atletico Madrid. I thought he was very poor. It was the first poor game he had though since he recovered from injury. Pogba played very well against Leeds last weekend. He was probably our best player against Leeds. I can't understand why we took him off. But against Leeds, you know, Pogba looked very good on the ball. He made some good runs. He got into some good positions. And don't forget, he created that early chance for Ronaldo in the first half. Pogba could be leaving Manchester United in the summer. It said the other week that Paul Pogba is open to Premier League offers if he leaves Manchester United this summer. Pogba's out of contract at Man United in the summer, but earlier on this season it said Pogba would be open to staying at Man United beyond the end of his contract. He's injury prone, Pogba, because he's enjoyed quite a few injuries since he re-signed for the club. You know, this season's been his 6th season at Man United since he re-signed. He's played over 200 games since he re-signed. He's won 3 trophies at the club, and Manchester United paid £89 million for Paul Pogba. So reflecting on that, he's our most expensive signing at the moment. We had him when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. As for Matic, he doesn't get in the team much, does he? You know, because he isn't one of our first choice midfielders. Matic did come on in the game against Atletico, and to be fair, he made an impact. We looked better balanced in the midfield when he came on. Not so long ago, Matic had a shin injury. There's a good chance that Matic will leave Manchester United in the summer. He's out of contract in the summer. Matic has been at Manchester United for over 4 years. We got him from Chelsea back in 2017. Got him for 40 million. Fred, he played against Atletico Madrid. I thought he was poor in that game. Too sloppy in possession, wasn't he? And I think he did receive a yellow card against Atletico Madrid. Fred came off the bench against Leeds last week and scored a good goal. Fred beat Maguire at his near post. Maguire should have actually saved that. I don't rate Fred, I don't think he's good enough to represent the club. We got Fred a few years ago from Shakhtar Donetsk, got him for £50 million. So Pogba, Matic and Fred as the three centre midfielders. On the left wing, I'm going to go with Anthony Elanga. Anthony Elanga came off the bench and scored a late equaliser against Atletico Madrid. Elanga also scored in the game against Leeds last weekend. Elanga wrapped that game up because he scored the 4th goal for Man United. Earlier on this season, Elanga got racially abused on social media because he missed the decisive penalty against Middlesbrough in the Cup. After the game against Atletico, Rangnick said that Anthony Elanga was close to leaving Manchester United, but to his credit, he's done really well since he got into the first team. Elanga's been part of the club for a long time. He came up our academy. He joined Manchester United's academy at the age of 12. He's now, 19? And last year, Elanga committed his future to the club because he signed a contract with Man United until June 2026 as an option of a further year. So Elanga will come in for Rashford. Rashford needs to be dropped. On the right wing, I'm going to go with Jadon Sancho. Sancho did play against Atletico. He weren't that good against Atletico Madrid. He played well in the game against Leeds last weekend because Sancho did get 2 assists. Sancho has had his good games at Man United, and I said not so long ago he's starting to become good now. But he's still done nowhere near as well as a lot of Manchester United fans expected. It does take some players time to settle in. Revert back to when we had Solskjaer, we couldn't get the best out of Sancho because Solskjaer persistently played him out of position, and there was quite a few games Sancho didn't even play in under Solskjaer. Man United signed Sancho last summer from Borussia Dortmund. We got him in a deal worth £78 million with add-ons included. Man United paid £73 million up front. Sancho's under contract to Man United until June 2026 as an option of a further year. And Sancho endured 4 good years with Borussia Dortmund before he signed for Man United. And the striker, I'm going to go with Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo recently played against Atletico Madrid. He was anonymous in that game. He didn't hardly get any service. He weren't too good against Leeds last weekend at Ellen Road, Ronaldo. He missed a sitter in the first half and he also got a yellow card. Ronaldo ended his goal drought against Brighton. He scored an amazing goal against Brighton. He should have had more than one goal against Brighton because he had some good headed chances. His overall performance against Brighton was very good. Prior to the Leeds game, it said Manchester United will allow Cristiano Ronaldo to leave in the summer. Well, I reckon Ronaldo will leave Man United this summer if they fail to finish in the top 4. Not so long ago, it said Ronaldo was set to become Man United's new captain to replace Harry Maguire. That won't happen this season. But Ronaldo is the best player in the world overall. He's won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. And since Ronaldo re-signed for Man United, he's scored 15 goals in all competitions. He's got over 800 goals in his career, and we re-signed him last summer for 20 million with add-ons included. He wears a number 7 shirt, and his contract at Manchester United expires next year. There's an option of a further year. So that's how I think Manchester United could line up against Watford tomorrow. Edison Cavani has been out of injury, still out with injury now. So there you go. Cavani's the only major injury Man United have got. But I am expecting Manchester United to beat Watford. Watford are a very poor team. They're 19th in the Premier League. I'm expecting Watford to get relegated this season. Watford recently lost 4-1 to Crystal Palace. Don't forget, Watford beat Manchester United 4-1 earlier on this season. That was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's final game as Manchester United manager. The Watford manager is Roy Hodgson. Watford appointed him in last month. At the end of last season, Roy Hodgson left Crystal Palace. You know, Roy Hodgson has managed a lot of clubs in his managerial career. Before Roy Hodgson, Watford had Claudio Ranieri. They sacked Claudio Ranieri earlier on this season. Before Ranieri, they had Cisco, and Watford also sacked him. Like I said, I do know a lot of the players that Watford have got. You know, they have Ismail Assar. He's a good player, Ismail Assar, but he is injury prone. Emmanuel Dennis, he's the best player that Watford have got. They've got Joao Pedro, he's just come back from injury. Juan Hernandez. Joshua King, don't forget, he's a former Man United player. You know, he was in Manchester United's academy at one point. So if Joshua King was to play in this game tomorrow, he'd be reuniting with Manchester United. I think King's just come back from injury. Ashley Fletcher, Watford also have him. He's an attacking player. Dan Gosling, he's a former Everton player. Tom Cleverley, Watford have him. He's also a former Man United player. If Cleverley plays tomorrow, he'll be reuniting with Manchester United. They've got Kamara, Craig Cathcart. Craig Cathcart is a defender. They've got Danny Rose. Danny Rose is a former Tottenham player. They've got Moussa Sissoko. He's also a former Tottenham player. The goalkeepers Watford have got, they've got Ben Foster. He's a former Man United goalkeeper, so if he's in goal tomorrow, he'll be reuniting with Man United as well. I think Ben Foster was Watford's #1 goalkeeper. They've got Daniel Barkman, Robert Elliott, and they've got another goalkeeper as well, but I can't remember his name. So there you go. And let me put into the equation that Watford lost Troy Deeney. Troy Deeney went to Birmingham from Watford. They lost Decore, he went to Everton. They lost Craig Dawson, he went to West Ham. And they lost that Quinnia. But like I say, Man United are coming into this game on the back of a 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid, and Man United have won their last 2 league games. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.